So, hello everybody, my name is Suzie Rasnak, and today I want to show you the ultimate tech hack. A little spoiler, it's not Kubernetes, it's not AI, it's not some shiny new framework, it's just simplicity. And yet, we often forget that. So, a bit about me, I'm a junior automation engineer, a final year T-level computing student, and I run and organise several community groups, both online, in person, over Yorkshire, and I volunteer here in London. So, being both a student and someone who works in tech means I get to learn directly from seasoned pros, whilst also bringing a fresh perspective. And across every level, one pattern keeps showing up. The more we break things, the more complicated we make things, the more they break. That's why I'm passionate about simplicity. I first started thinking about simplicity whilst working alongside an IT support team. We supported businesses and schools, but mainly schools. And as you can imagine, not every customer was exactly confident with technology. Even the simplest fixes seemed like magic to them. So, everyone knows the first step in troubleshooting is the restart. It's magic. And honestly, it fixes the problem most of the time. But there are always difficult customers who could not accept the answer. They insist their problems are way too advanced for something as basic as a restart. We had a name for those types of customers called Picnic. Problem in chair, not in computer. And if you worked in support, you've definitely come across clients like that. So, after hearing enough of the technician's frustrations, I decided to have a little fun. I decided to create what we called a special script. I even changed the output text to green because, as we know, green text on a black screen means some tech genius is saving the day. It looks official and highly complicated, but here's the truth. It would scroll by with all these messages, analysing data, checking metrics, optimising performances. It looked very official. But here's a little secret. It really wasn't. The script did absolutely nothing. The only real command it ran was at the end, which was a restart computer command. Don't worry, we never ran it on customers. I wrote this as a little joke to lighten everyone's mood. But that's when it really clicked for me. Simplicity is the best solution. So, what I also realized is that people with lots of technical knowledge and people with none of it share something in common. We all love to overcomplicate things. So I decided to look for famous cases where the simplest solution turned out to be the best one. And the first one is Google. Back when other search engines crammed their homepages with ads, news, categories, Google gave us one box and two buttons. This made it easy to navigate, and it completely changed the game. Another great example is from the e-commerce sector. Online shopping used to be painful. Endless forms and buttons just to buy a single thing. That's when Amazon introduced the one-click checkout. It was so powerful, they patented it, and it gave a massive edge for almost 20 years. So I want to share with you the top 3 tips for building a team that focuses on simplicity. As we know by now, simplicity is a clear winner. First one is one you probably might not think of. First tip is diversity. So, when most people think of diversity, they think of a team that's diverse in cultural backgrounds, race, and gender identity, which are all hugely important. But they don't think of a team that's diverse in ages and years of experience. But if you're a tech company that impacts the education sector, this is crucial. Many decision makers in education haven't been in a classroom for 20 plus years. It's like telling someone how to groom a dog when you haven't seen one in person for decades. But the problem is that most juniors don't have the confidence to speak up in meetings. But if you create an environment where they can speak up, you might just be surprised at the value that they bring. My next tip is core values. So when you design the solutions, make sure to understand what your company actually stands for and what solutions you're actually trying to solve. Because if you don't, it's easy to over-engineer and add features that nobody asks for. But if you keep those core values in mind, you will create solutions that stay focused, effective, and not overcomplicated. And that brings me to my third, final, and most important one, simplicity. The point I've been trying to make this whole talk is to keep simplicity at the forefront of every single decision. If you ask yourself and your team, are we making this harder than it needs to be? When you consistently ask yourself that question, you end up creating solutions that people actually want to use. Your company will thank you for it, your team will thank you for it, and most importantly, your clients will definitely notice a difference. So with that, I want to say thank you for listening. If you have any questions, comments, or feedbacks, or if you want to say hi, I'm always happy to talk.
Thank you so much, Suzie. Excellent one.